Hello, everybody, and welcome to the winners semifinals for Squid Junction 49. I'm NM coming back again, and these teams we have, of course, I'm with Bio. We have Pickle Jar and Friends versus, I'm gonna try to say this fancy.
Uh, technically the correct name is the Weierstrass elliptic function, but yeah, P
What?
works well as well. P will suffice for our commentary. I do not want to use the mathematical name like every single time we say it. But yeah, P is going to be coming out with a wiper bamboo composition. Interesting. We see bamboo twice actually in this stream, and Pickle Jar and Friends with a snipe rider. There's been a lot of discourse about this weapon, and honestly, I mean, okay, all right. I have to mention the name as well. I'm not 100% sure if this is a meme because the person is also named Lil Gay Boy. So I'm not 100% sure what the dynamic is here, but
I don't know why Dizzy changed her name to that. That's Dizzy, who was from Ouroboros and
yeah,
1-2. I don't know why the name is that. I could not tell you. I honestly could not tell you.
But yeah, I mean, we're gonna just let them cook. They're not cooking too much. They just went 3 down, and P is gonna be taking the first team fight here as they get set up to contest the Pickle and Friends' lead of 67. They are trying to combat all the specials are coming up from Pickle and Friends actually. Wow, all those tri-strikes, that Inkjet, but they have specials of their own as well. They have that crab tank, that tactic cooler, and that ultra stamp coming out from Zenith, which is going to end up triumphant. There is a charger battle, but it's going to be the Bamboo who manages to live and get some picks aside from the snipe rider, securing the lead for P, while Pickle Jar and Friends still hold up in their base, not quite able to get very advanced positions under their belt. And with a little bit over 30 points remaining, this is now reaching knockout territory. Pickle Jar and Friends need to move onto zone now if they want a chance of getting more time.
We're seeing Popcorn trying to get in. They're going to be able to take the zone back and give themselves some more time because they got to go all the way down to 12 now here. Zenith trying to push up. We see the face of New York backing up after Sambocado goes down, but they're going to go down 2 as Pickle Jar and Friends are holding the zone. We see the Snipe Rider here trying to push up a bit, but is going to be backed up by Zenith and their Wiper with that Ultra Stamp coming in, getting them before they could jump out for safety, making sure nothing is happening there. Mango gonna go down 2 as P has control and is just trying to keep it going. We see Zenith trying to get another pick, to be getting a trade with Popcorn. Well, actually a trade with Simic. I'm sorry, how much ISS was that? Man, they really like their Spy Bomb.
Yeah, it was too much ISS. Let's go with that. But yeah, regardless, Pickle Jar and Friends actually doing a great job defending the zone. 2 down on the side of P, as you like to say it. And they only have that crab tank online. So if Pickle Jar and Friends are definitely taking advantage of this opportunity to get dead set on holding zone for quite a while and actually getting some nice points now all the way down to the low 30s, now going into the 20s. And actually this is looking pretty dangerous for P. They need to get in now if they want to defend their lead. 1760, this is looking really dangerous. They are going to take lead, and with a lot of paint on their side, actually Pickle Jar and Friends are looking to knock out, and they will, bringing it back even in the face of P's 13-point lead, and that is going to be game 1 going to Pickle Jar and Friends.
Yep, they're going to take that game 1 for themselves as they're going to be moving on to the next round. They almost got knocked out there, but they were able to run it back and make sure they stayed alive. And they're going to be moving on to Clamblitz on Museum Alfonsino, which is it's a very iconic map mode. It's a very good run right now. And of course, it's going to be run now. So we're going to see what both teams are going to be deciding on their comps. If there's going to be wanting to be some change up on the side of P, or if they're going to stick with what they have.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I'm pretty curious to see what these two teams are going to bring out. This is, you mentioned that this is a pretty, well received map mode combo, and that's, for good reason. There are a lot of ways, for teams to approach the basket, and it's pretty dynamic. It kind of shows off the best that Clamblitz can offer. So it gives the teams a lot of different ways to make their weapons shine. But I'm especially excited to see if we're gonna see that Sniper on the side of Picklejar and Friends stay on the roster. I'm honestly expecting that it will, since it actually worked out pretty well on that Zones game, and they clearly were not using it as a team. So yeah, I'm pretty curious to see how that dynamic is gonna work with their Inkblot, like we saw in that Zones game, and see if they could replicate their success on this game too.
Yeah, we will see if it is replicated here or if not. But either way, it is just up to what these teams truly decide on and what they want to go for, and if they're going to be able to make the pushes necessary in order to keep that advantage, keep that space. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. I don't really know.
Yeah. Although, honestly, all right, all right. I'll see if we can get deep out of it a little bit. Well, when we first got notified about this going to be our next match, and we saw that really fancy key, we were all a little bit confused on what exactly it was. But then our wonderful TO pinged us and said, "Oh yeah, it's this really obscure math function." Then yeah, honestly, real nice that it actually has a name, but again, we're just defaulting to saying P in a really fancy tone. So, but yeah, regardless, we're gonna move in here real quick. Picklejar and Friends sticking with that sniper. I knew they were gonna stick with it, while P is gonna also stick to their guns with that Wiper Bamboo combo that they seem pretty adamant about making work.
But it didn't, and we're seeing the members of Picklejar and Friends already pushing up after wiping out P. But we're seeing Popcorn can't really get up there close enough, but Mango is able to pick up the pieces and get the Super Clam in there, and it's pretty much all of them gone except for Rememory, as they're going to be picking up the Crab Tank and trying to push it just a bit further, down to 50. Already half of the points gone by that first push from Picklejar and Friends, but of course they got a 25 penalty now, pushing it up to 75 again. But P now has to figure out a way to get in there, especially with all their members keep going out over and over and over again. Going to be able to get Dizzy down, but Mango, as we see, just ooh.
Very clean inkjet shot coming out from Mango, and it's going to be pick after pick after pick coming out from Picklejar and Friends, securing them once again. Another push into the basket. No points coming out on the board. They have not quite been able to get that close to the basket. But regardless, P is still on the back foot. They're struggling to defend against Picklejar's comp. They're really struggling. That ink push just keeps getting in. That Tri-Slosher as well, getting those annoying areas. That Super Clam jump is going to waste a special. Very interesting. But it is going to stall out the game state just a little bit more with that Power Clam go in. They are not going to get the Pity Clam, unfortunately. They're going to lose. But actually, as I was saying, that P really advanced in their positioning right now. Take Picklejar and Friends by surprise, waste no time getting in their plat, but now they are facing a severe lack of clams. They're not going to be able to make a power clam, take advantage of their explosive counter push to get any clams in. That's honestly a tragedy.
Yeah, no, as they just need to find a way in, trying to get a pick on Dizzy, but can't seem to find her well enough here, as they're just trying to push up.
Yeah, they're really trying. With a little bit less than 2 minutes 30 remaining, they still have a lot of time to make something happen, and they are gonna finally take the leap of faith. Throw in the power clam, finally gets a little bit of points on the board, but if they can't score any more, I mean, sure, they score 3 more clams to lead to 71 points remaining, but that's still not quite what you want to see. And with more members of P going down, Picklejar and Friends are unfazed and are just hungry for a counter push. They are starting to pull off here very quickly. Already Tri-Strikes online and coming out from Popcorn, clearing up a lot of space for Mango to get some picks. They open up the basket yet again, extending their push all the way to 39 and counting. This is really dangerous for P. They can't quite seem to stay alive. They do get some trades with Pickle Jar and friends, but it's still not going to stop them from extending their lead even further, all the way to 24. And this just makes shows a really stark comparison compared to P's mere 71 points remaining. That is definitely a huge advantage that Pickle Jar and friends have been able to cement for themselves.
Yeah, really good lead coming out from them. Remember, we're going to be picked off by the killer whale. Even if the special's not good in this current meta, it was still good in the previous meta because of those crabs, so it still can handle those crabs pretty well, as we're seeing Zenith trying to hurdle their teammates over to try to give them at least 2 more clams so that they can push over and try to get a push going, especially since it is almost down to the wire. 45 seconds left on the clock here. Zenith trying to keep that aggression going, but is not really finding it here, trying to go forward, but they need their teammates to push up with them as they're just running out from special to special. There's still a Tri-Strike at the ready from Pickle Jar and friends. Last 30 seconds, all Pickle Jar and friends have to do is just keep defending and making sure nobody can get in a smidge. Going to be able to pick off the bamboo successfully here, but remember, is trying to get in there alongside Xena. Here comes the Ultra Stamp, trying to see if they can get anything, even a pick or some aggression, but no, it is just the bamboo left alive in the last 3 seconds. Even if they have a pity, it is not looking that good for them. Able to take out Sambacado here, but Zenith is going to go down. It is just one member left alive on Pickle Jar and friends. This might be what they need. They just have to get the Sniper Rider out of there, which they do, allowing them to open up the basket, but now they have to get clams. Super Clam coming in, gonna be taking it down to 45. They're so close, but only 2 of them are left alive. They're trying to keep up that momentum, but can't. It was so close, but Zenith and the Zap are still alive. They might be able to get something going. Zenith is staying alive, but no, it is a wipeout. They almost got something going in that last push. They almost got it, but no. In the end, Pickle Jar and friends is going to take that second game, and now he has got to make a reverse sweep.
Yeah, this is now match point for Pickle Jar and friends, and it is not looking pretty for P. Like you said, they're going to change something, and they're going to do it fast because the only option that they have now is a clear-cut reverse sweep. They are going to need to have to play perfect platoon if they want to bring this back and move on to winners finals.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna have to do. They don't want to be knocked down into losers bracket.
And as our streamer is saying right now, they are very excited about Tower Control Inkblot for our game 3. You were talking about this a little bit, and when we saw the map list. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your thoughts about this very, very iconic Splatoon stage?
I mean, yeah, it is iconic because so many people choose it as their counter pick, love running it in tournaments, even if in like X Battle or something like that, they will just love playing it because this map mode is really good considering everything that is in the game. On top of that, there is just also the fact that it's just really good. It has everything you need for a stage in order to be good. It has decent flank routes, you know, it has a good stage, good objective. I'm tired.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you were spouting your questionable comments in SAC earlier, so you know it is pretty understandable. But yeah, thanks to the thank you to the delayed graphic for showing us that it is indeed match point for Pickle Jar and friends, and we're seeing P do precisely what we were urging them to do, switching it up, going to a very interesting switch. Zenith bringing out their Nautilus. We don't see that too much. Lined up with a Vanilla Blaster. very interesting swap. Maybe this is what they were searching for to make that reverse sweep. Only time will tell. But for now, we're seeing a massive flank from the Bamboo on the side of P, challenging the Snipe Rider, looking to establish their dominance as the Charger player. And actually, they died to a Splat Bomb before they can duel the Snipe Rider. Truly a tragedy, but it is going to end up benefiting Pickle Jar and friends as P get a delayed wipeout, giving Pickle Jar and friends a clear opportunity to make a fast counter push.
The V Blaster might be a really good pick because even if the Big Bubbler is probably the worst special right now, at least it's got something for TC. And on top of it being a blaster, like, it is the best best Big Bubbler option on the market right now. So it is going to cook, and they're able to defend first check from getting shredded by Pickle Jar and friends and push up a bit further. This might be the start of the reverse sweep they need, but there is a Brush trying to get something done here as they're trying to push forward with the trying to get as many picks as possible, but can't seem to find it. Busy trying to push up and trying to help him out here, trying to get a pick on the Zap, but can't seem to find it. Mango going to go down as Rememory and the Bamboo are trying to push up. They're both going to go down though. Dizzy just trying to stay alive. They still have the tactical buff, so it isn't a big loss, but Zenith is going to get that pick on Popcorn, and they're still defending mid for another push.
Yeah, this is honestly, both teams are struggling to make significant headway. Only P pushing it all the way to 66, but that's still not quite an impressive accomplishment. They are going to be looking for a round 2 though, as they start approaching that penultimate checkpoint. But the Nautilus goes down to the Ink Brush, and he gets stalled out a little bit. Thanks to that Tri-Slosher, but it doesn't really matter. That Bamboo does not care, getting pick after pick after pick, and P maintaining their momentum, riding it all the way to the last checkpoint, already clearing through it. 12 points remaining, and if they can keep this up, keep getting picks like they just did onto that Brush, this might just be the opportunity that they've been waiting for to start the reverse sweep. If they can just keep this push going, it does not really seem like it. Okay, the Bamboo is giving their team some jumps back. Right, very interesting shark, but it does seem to be the temporary end of P's push, giving Pickle Jar and friends just a little bit of room to breathe, but still not enough. And they now have to face with getting all the way to at least 11 to bring back their lead.
Yeah, we're seeing the Bamboo coming from that right, coming from the behind. Rememory going to go down. Bamboo going down to that push that flank wasn't very successful. And Pickle Jar and friends have 3 specials at the ready right now. The Inkjet's coming out, the Tri-Strike's coming out, the Cooler is coming all out at once. 2 down on the side of P here as we're moving on to the final minute. And Pickle Jar and friends are trying to get a clean 3-0. Already shredding the second check, going to shred it completely. Moving on to the third, but Zenith is putting some pressure onto the Snipe Rider here as they gotta jump off of Plat. 2 left alive though. Rememory trying to get some picks. Mango gonna go down. Samakato still alive, gonna go down 2. It is just the Snipe Rider and the Splash left alive here, but Dizzy is going to go down. This is the end of their push. That is a wipeout. And with that is the end of that push. They have 1 more push left alive, most likely for them to get the win. Rememory and Samakato going to be able to get a trade. Zenith picked off by the Snipe Rider. It is now or never for Pickle Jar and friends, and with 3 down on P, this might be the perfect chance for them to do that. As we're seeing Dizzy, they're on the tower with the Cooler buffs at the ready. The Tri-Strike's coming out, trying to get in space, but they have to get that blaster out of the way, which they do. Inkstorm coming out though, that's gonna some nice little chip damage here. They got to get the Nautilus out of here as Dizzy is displaced from the tower. They have to get back on it, but Zenith is coming from up top, but not going to be able to do it. But in the end, P was able to hold it down, and we're moving on to a game 4.
Yeah, finally. This is what P has been waiting for. Could this be the start of their reverse sweep? They did a great job of honestly doing exactly what we were urging them to do, bringing out that adaptability, bringing out that flexibility that you need when you're overcoming, that all those games that Pickle Jar and friends have under the belt. And he came out in spades. Switching to that Nautilus, switching to that Blaster was clearly the right pick for that map. So possibly they could be bringing some of that same ingenuity into this game 4 map. Splat zones on MakoMart.
All I'm hearing is Reef Slider. Like,
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I think it's just Reef Slider. There are also some other great options, I'm thinking
Reef
maybe,
Slider.
well, there are also some pretty good options such as Wave Breaker. There are some great options such as Try
Reef
Strike.
Slider.
But yes, there is Reef Slider as a good option. But what I'm really interested in seeing is if we're going to be seeing the return of the fact if we're going to be seeing P stick with the blaster that they brought out on Inkblot Tower Control. They seemed it obviously showed a lot of success in giving them that game. And MakoMart is a great map for the weapon as well. So we'll probably be seeing them stick with that composition to try and see if they can keep that success going.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on if P is going to be able to run it back. They already got it started going in the first game, but can they keep it going between Mako Zones and Clam, Barnacle, and Dime, or are they going to fizzle out and Pickle Jar and Friends is going to be able to get the win? We will just have to find out in these next 1 or 2 matches, depending on what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, MakoMart's buttons is extremely volatile. I mean, of course, every button that has that distinct ebb and flow to the way that it plays. That that distinct cycle of team fights and defense. But on this map, it's so dangerous. It's so easy to lock out the other team from getting anywhere even close to the zone if you get all the way up in their business in their base. And honestly, seeing as how Pickle Jar and friends have been showing off a pretty aggressive playstyle, it could definitely be what they need to get this match point under their belt. But it might just not work, as there are a lot of casualties on both sides, and it is going to be Pickle Jar and friends getting the short end of the stick as P take the zone for the first time and force Pickle Jar and friends all the way back to their flat. Okay, well, I almost have little game boys, but the Sniper Rider on the side of Pickle Jar and friends getting some great chip damage onto P, forcing them back, but it's not quite enough. Memory is going to stick with that crab tank, stick with that paint, and keep P with a lot of map control.
Yeah, they lost control here, and now it is up to Pickle Jar and friends. Most of the members of P are respawning right now, and Pickle Jar and friends has a solid hold onto the zone area, solid hold on mid, and P has got to find a way in there. The only real displacement specials they have, Inkstorm might do a good amount of help, and you see the Killer Whale coming out here doing a little bit of displacement, at least getting their stack back, but we'll see if they're able to keep it further. But the lead is just going to go to Pickle Jar and friends, but they're actually going to keep it going. But P has got to find a way in there. Memory gonna trade with Popcorn here as Mango is trying to push up. They have V-Try, and Try is really good on this map, as stated like 2 hours ago before we watched the first ever game. But yeah, Try really likes this map, and you see players playing it here. But as I was saying that, we're getting down to like the last 20 points, almost 10. We're seeing the map coming in. The members of P have got to push in now. It is now or never. They're getting the picks, but 2 of them go down. They're at least able to hold on to the zone before they get wiped out.
Yeah, just barely managing to get that penalty placed onto Pickle Jar and to Pickle Jar and Friends' 50-point pounder, but it's not quite going to be enough as they're already burning through it, already down to just 50 points remaining. And with how quickly points go in this game, that's almost nothing. So P really have to step it up right now, going fast. But the flank from the Bam, who with that killer whale is going to do tremendous damage to Pickle Jar and friends, opening up a ton of space for P to move in and actually 1v1ing the Snipe Rider. Not quite managing to win, but stays alive, and that's all that they need to do. It's only the Brush left alive behind P, and Pickle Jar and friends are forced to back up and regroup for another chance at extending their lead.
Yeah, as we see here, P is just trying to hold on. They're getting to the last 50 points they need, but they need to get all the way down to 2. And with that, they need to have a good hold. But they're able to pick off the V-Try, but not before the Tri-Strikes are able to at least get it in neutral, which might be a detriment later on as the time stacks up here. Most of the members of Pickle Jar and friends are on the stack, and the members of P have got to paint this zone. They do not want another penalty. Getting it down to 20. They just got to keep that momentum going, pushing back the members of P, making sure they cannot get in there. As we see it get down to 10. Zenith going to go down, and the members of Pickle Jar and friends are able to get the zone and pick off most of the members of P, leaving just the Zap alive. And the Zap wants their winner away right now because they have the cooler. Most of their friends are dead, and they just want that cooler, and they want their friends to have that cooler too. But now it is down to the wire for P, as Pickle Jar and friends are down to the last 30 penalty points. And after that, that's pretty much game.
Yeah, with less than 60 seconds remaining, the pressure is on P to make something happen. This is their make or break moment, and it seems to be their break with just 5 points remaining in the penalty and 2 members down on the side of P. That is going to be a knockout for Pickle Jar and friends, giving them the team fight, the game, the set, and a direct one-way ticket to winners finals, while knocking down P off their high horse all the way down to losers finals.
Yep. P is now lost in losers round 8 right now. They have a few rounds to go before losers finals, as they're going to be waiting on who wins between Captain Happy Crew and a team called He, which is the team with Jade, 5th Gen, and Assist, and Zena. And in terms of who you're going to be seeing next on stream going up against Pickle Jar and friends, it's actually going to be Half Cent. That is also in winners finals, as they managed to 3-0 seed 1.
But yeah, unfortunately, it was not quite enough for P to bring back that bracket reset. And yeah, now before we go on a short break, we'd just like to say that this is actually going to be where your commentators switch, folks. So that is going to be the end of the night for us too. It was a blast commentating this. Tell us, where can we find you outside of this Twitch channel?
Yeah. Good. I'm tired. I hate you all. But you can find me on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch and Insta123, where sometimes I stream. I'm as sarcastic as this. Don't worry, I love you guys.
And you can all find me on Twitter as well at bio__29. And yeah, without further ado, we'll be giving you our leave, but not before telling you all that there's a very special announcement set for the end of the tournament. So you definitely do not want to miss that. Alongside, of course, the latter half of the tournament with all the good stuff that winners finals and grand finals bring. So definitely stay tuned. We have a lot of good stuff cooking up in this latter half of the tournament. So yeah, sit tight, and we will be back with a fresh batch of commentators and a good set to watch. Stay tuned.
I heard it's new drizzle season, kits.